Okay, so this is the final video on this dad jokes thing. We're going to make this animate a bit, make it shake, it looks sort of like it's laughing, and then also add some hover effects to the arrows, as well as these icons here, minor things, nothing to do with React. So for the shaking, I actually found a great code pen that had a bunch of shaking animations. This one is called Shake Slow, and you can see it's quite a lot of just translating and rotating a lot of different things over and over and over, different values to make it look like something is shaking. And it's way better than something that I would come up with myself. So it's called Shake Slow, and we want to assign it to that image, which is right here. But we only want to do it when it's when somebody is hovering over it. So joke list dash sidebar image hover. We're going to give it an animation name. We can do this all in one line, but I'll break it up. So shake slow. Animation duration will be 5 seconds. Animation timing function is going to be ease in and out. And then finally, animation delay is 0 seconds. So now if I hover, there we go. Nice little shaking, and it lasts for 5 seconds if you do hover over that. But I'm not going to stay there. It's just a nice little Easter egg, I guess. Next, we'll work on the icons. So the icons are a little bit trickier because what I wanted to happen is when you hover over this one, it moves upwards a bit and sort of bobs up and down, shakes. This one, it should move downwards. So we need 2 animations. And this is all in the joke component right here where the icons are. So I'm going to go to the joke CSS. We're already styling those icons here, giving them cursor pointer. I'm going to give them a transition all of 0.3 seconds. Right now, that won't change anything. So let's focus on the first one, the up. So FA arrow dash up. When you hover over it, we're going to give it an animation that doesn't exist yet. Animation name, bob up, or let's go move up. Okay, so it doesn't exist. Animation duration will be 0.7 seconds. Animation timing function will be, let's try ease out. So we need to now make move up. All right, so here's another animation from a code pen. This one's easier to follow. Basically at 0, 50%, and 100, we should be at the normal base, translate Y 0. So basically don't move anywhere. But then 25% and 75%, translate Y minus 3 pixels. So that's going to go up 3 pixels. So we'll end up from 0, up 3, 0, up 3, 0. And it looks like this. So nothing major, but kind of nice. I'm not a designer. Maybe you can come up with something better. Maybe this is a horrible idea. We can change the color of the icon as well when we hover. If you wanted to, you could make it, green. Color green. We could use our actual colors we've been using, but there we go. That looks good. So I'll replace that color in just a moment. But now let's do the opposite for the down arrow. So when you hover over the arrow down, we're going to keep everything the same. We'll make it red, but instead of move up, we'll make an animation called move down. And we can just duplicate this one right here, call it move down, and change the value to be positive 3 pixels. And there we go. Up and down. Great. So I'm going to update those colors. Okay, so I just tweaked this color and this color just to match the colors we're already using inside of the joke component. They might look better just as gray, to be honest. I can't tell, but good enough for us. So we get that animation. Lastly, a tiny slight animation over these emojis. When you hover, just have them sort of rotate or hinge. So those are also in the joke component at the bottom. They're called joke smiley. So down here, we have our joke smiley. When we hover over it, joke smiley hover, what do we want to do? Well, let's define our own keyframe this time. So at keyframes, and we'll call this one spin. And at 0%, we're going to have a transform of, we're going to be using rotate of 0 degrees. And then let's just duplicate this a couple times. At 30%, let's say, we're going to rotate 20 degrees. Then at 60%, we're going to come back to 0, not 60%. And then at 80%, we'll go to maybe 10 degrees. So we're going to rotate further, 20 degrees, come back to 0, then rotate a little less, 10 degrees, and then come back to 0 one more time at 100%. So get rid of this second one, or the last one. Now let's assign it. So we need to use the animation name, which is spin. We need to do animation duration, 0.7 seconds maybe. Timing function, which will be ease in, out, and then delay will be 0. Let's see how it looks. Getting a bit of a jerk there, aren't we? I can see why that's happening. That was supposed to be 30%. We're doing a really fast 20-degree rotation if it was 3%. Come back now. All right, so there's our little spin. It spins further, and then it kind of, I don't know, it's almost like bouncing, a little bit of gravity. It spins a little less the next time. Anyway, the whole thing's dumb, honestly. It's probably not going to make the cut on the next version of Facebook or Instagram. Designers don't like it, but it's kind of cute. All right, so that is the Joke app. There's a lot to it. Nice little loading icon, sort of cool colors, maybe. I don't know. Different layout. And the best part, the laughing, crying emoji. All right, moving on to some new stuff in the next section.